K97.5, real hip hop and R&B. Your girl Royalty, Big T, not the little one. And I told you yesterday, I had a special guest pulling up to the studio. I am so excited because we got comedian, actor, host, podcaster Chico Bean in the building.
Yes, we are in the building. How are you, lovely black woman?
I am doing just, I love how you said that. All right, okay, I am doing just fine. How are
I'm
you?
good, man. I can't complain. And even if I could, I wouldn't.
That, mm, I love that. See, you already starting off on a good note. I love
Yeah, got to
that.
bring the good energy this afternoon, morning slash
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah. Look, you are in town this weekend
I am.
because you are going to be at the Raleigh Improv, which is technically in Cary, but it's the Raleigh
Yeah,
Improv. But a lot of people don't know that you actually got your career started out here in North Kakalaki. Am I correct?
you are very correct. I started doing comedy in Greensboro at the Greensboro Comedy Zone. That was the first place I ever told a joke officially. So, yeah, I started in 2008. I went to Winston-Salem State, so I'm an HBCU
Oh,
graduate from Washington, D.C., but I've been here for a while, from going to school. So I love North Carolina. It's my second home.
hey, does it feel like a full circle moment when you come back and you doing like
It's
stand up?
always love when I come back because it's people who saw me when I first started. So it's always people that are there that was like, man, I saw you in 2009, and we would come out here and do shows all the time at little bars and little kickbacks and whatever you can get some stage time doing. So a lot of those people that came and supported then have been supporting the entire time. So it's always dope to come back and be able to get that nostalgic feeling of seeing people who've watched you grow from the beginning.
Oh, that is so dope. And I saw you on my TL, you had took the hat off to
Uh-huh.
to promote the fact that you was gonna be here. So
Yeah, all the way.
yeah, so clearly you don't take much too seriously. But when
Well,
we
I wait a minute now. I take
oh
offense to that. Why
oh
you
wait
just
wait
think I ain't serious? Because I took my I'm very serious. You gotta be serious with a hairstyle like I got. You gotta be dead serious. But
okay.
no, I just was at the house. I was getting ready to get my hair braided. So I just was like, this is a good time to do the promotion for it, to let people know I'm coming in town, to all my people here in Raleigh and Durham and Apex or wherever else you at,
And
come
Carrie,
through. Cary, of course, because that's where the
the
comedy
Raleigh.
club is. So, yeah, that was fun though. It was fun to do.
And you know what? Now that we on that topic, I won't even gonna ask you this question, but we here, and it seems
Hmm.
like you will answer it anyway. You're real confident. You don't mind, like
No, not at
showing the
all.
hair. What advice do you have for the ladies where the edges might be, they might be pulling back a little bit?
I mean, it's all good. Be you. You got to love yourself first. I tell people all the time, man, when you look in the mirror, that should be the greatest feeling you get in life is looking at yourself and understanding that that's really all you have. So the more you embrace what you have, no matter what it may be, if your edge is gone, so what? Whatever. Still love yourself. And they got wigs y'all can put on. I wish I might be able to go put a lace front on and walk around. So y'all got an option that we don't have. So love yourself first, man. That's always a big important. That's really what it's about. That's the reason why I let it happen the way it happened as far as growing my hair. When the pandemic came, people were so ashamed of what they looked like. And I put something out and it got more engagement than anything that I had ever gotten prior to that point. So I was like, oh, people really think that I care. So let me show them how much I don't care, and that it just took on a life of its own. Now I feel like people would be mad if I cut it. They make jokes about cut it, you need to cut it. But I feel like if I do, they be like, man, you should have never cut your hair. So it's fun
Hmm.
for me
A whole bunch of questions on why you cut your
all the
hair.
way.
Look, we is already getting started. Now we didn't see you on 85 South Show. We didn't see you on Wildin' Out. Now we get to see you do some stand up. What type of time you finna be on this weekend?
Come see. I'm not about to tell right
Oh,
now, and then you get it here and then don't have to buy a ticket. But so come see. It's gonna be fun. It's always a fun, interactive show. I make sure people have a good time. I make sure it's catered to the crowd, the people that are there, so they know that they're getting an experience and they're not just spending their money just to, get over. A lot of people come and just, 1 2 1 2 and just,
mm-hmm.
keep it simple. I don't like to do that. I like people to leave with an experience so they know that when they come to see a Chico Bean show, they came to see a show that was catered towards them and we're gonna have a good time.
Sound like it's gonna be a good
It's
time.
gonna be fun for sure.
Do you have anything? Because I mean, comedians right now, y'all got a whole lot to work with because there's a lot going on right now. But do you have anything that you like? Nah, I'm gonna stay away from that. I ain't gonna touch on that.
No, it depends. If it's something that motivates me, I don't stay away from anything that motivates me, but I also don't force myself to talk about something just because it's popular or it's topical. I don't think that's real comedy. I think that your comedy should reflect what your personal emotion is because that's what people are coming to see, your perspective on the world. So if my perspective isn't struck by, whatever's going on, I leave it alone. But if it's something that I'm interested in, I'm going to talk about it no matter what people feel about it.
Ooh, I mean, it's comedy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I was told when I first started that if you tell a joke that don't offend at least one person, then it ain't a good joke. So that's something that you're not going to be able to avoid. So I make sure that, I'm not being malicious in whatever it is I'm talking about. That's why I stay away from things that don't motivate me. I don't force myself to talk about it because if I do, I feel like I can come off as being malicious because it doesn't affect me. I don't have any personal, you
Right.
know, connection to whatever the topic is. But if I do, I'm going to speak on it.
Okay, for sure. I love that perspective in the whole if it don't offend at least one person. That is
Yeah, I
hilarious.
mean, you always going to offend at least somebody, you know what I'm saying? But that means the joke is good.
Okay, okay. I love that. Now, which one is harder? Which one would you say is harder? Roasting somebody head to head, like during Wildin' Out, or
Mhm.
doing a stand up show?
I don't know if I can determine which one is harder. I don't think either one is hard. They're a little bit different, because if you roasted somebody on Wild and Out, they have the opportunity to return fire, and you can kind of go off that, and that motivates what you're gonna say next. And the crowd is kind of going off of what you see, and you don't ever want to make it about one person in a comedy
Mm-hmm.
show because you don't want nobody to feel like you picking on them. So, you got to kind of move a little differently when it's your show, but you have more creative control when it's your show. When it's wilding out, you kind of got a time limit that you got to be on. You got to make it quick. You got to make it fit. You got to make it fit the structure of the show that we're shooting. When it's your show, you get to do whatever you want to do. So I would say that's the biggest difference. But I don't think either one of them is hard.
Okay, okay. Now, speaking of Wildin' Out, which I know you here for the stand up, but Wildin' Out is celebrating 20 years, and you got to be a face of Wildin' Out for what, a whole decade?
Yeah,
Over a
over a
decade?
decade. Yeah.
How did that shape your career?
It gave me my start. It was the biggest blessing that I could have received at the time because at the time nobody knew who I was. I was just a guy that was doing comedy locally in North Carolina and wherever else I can get a show. And Wildin' Out gave you that face card. That's the thing that I tell people that Wildin' Out was. It was a springboard for all of us. It wasn't the show that was going to make you rich, but it was going to give you the opportunity to make yourself rich. And that was
Mm.
and I don't even just mean rich financially. I mean rich in just everything that you can do in this industry. And Wildin' Out being a show that's such a staple in comedy, it's like in living color of our generation because it's produced so many different stars. So I think that Wildin' Out has been the biggest blessing because it gave me my name, it gave me, the national recognition, and from there I was able to take it and do everything that I was able to do with it. So it was the biggest blessing in the world.
When you first walked into that audition, did you see it turning into this, like the stand up, the 85 South show? Like you was hosting BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
Did you see all that coming?
I can't say I saw it coming, but I knew it was going to be something big because you can feel the energy. Wildin' Out was on prior to us getting on, so I watched it coming up. So you knew what the show was, but all of us would be lying if we told you that we knew it was going to take on the life that it did because we came back to MTV too, so we didn't know what the trajectory was going to be at all. We
Right.
didn't know what the reception was going to be. We just knew we wanted to do something great, and we knew we had an opportunity, and it turned into something that I don't think any of us could have imagined it turning into. I mean, 20 years, but for all of us, we got on in 2013 when they reincarnated the show, and
Mm-hmm.
from 2013 on, man, it's been, you can't say anything, but it's been a big blessing for all of us because to this day, there's nowhere that I go that somebody hasn't seen me on something, but
Yeah.
that is always the main one.
Big shout out to Wildin' Out. I'm telling you, I'm a huge Wildin' Out fan. Watch every episode of Wildin' Out. So I want to ask this question:
Go ahead,
what
baby.
is the wildest moment that happened off camera that you can talk about? I ain't got to say nothing crazy, but the wildest moment you can remember that happened off camera during Wildin' Out,
On camera or off camera?
off camera.
Oh my goodness, we are FCC regulated. I can't talk about that on the radio. I'm not about to make you lose your job. Now
Please.
I'm talking about something that you done lost your job at Chico. They hiring and wilding out like, nah, we ain't shot in 2 years, baby. I see what I can do for you. Nah, I mean, I wish they had an uncut version of the show because the behind the scenes stuff is way more, I mean, hilarious and raunchy. You just can't show it, man. But the behind the scenes stuff. I think that if possible, that they will put out a backstage behind the
Ooh,
scenes,
I
and
would go
that would
there.
be, oh my God, it would be amazing because some of the stuff you can say off camera, you can never say on camera, and a lot of that stuff gets left on the editing floor. And man, so I'm gonna keep that under wraps just in case they put it out. And I want you to keep your job, black woman, because you're great at it.
Thank you very much. Look, I appreciate you. I need this job. Tariffs and inflation. Let's not lose my job right now. But again, you are gonna be here this weekend. You got 2 shows tonight. You got 2 shows tomorrow, and you also got 1 show on Sunday. For the people who are listening, why do they need to be in the building in a seat?
I mean, you need to come check me out, man. You ain't doing nothing else. You're sitting on your couch. You just like, you remember that commercial for the college? You know
Was
what I mean?
it
You're not doing it.
ICDC?
I see DC, I see Chico. That's what it is. I see Chico College. Come on down. You're sitting on your couch. You're not doing nothing. You're not motivated. Get on up and come get yourself a laugh at the Raleigh Improv with me this weekend, man. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows tomorrow, 1 show Sunday, man. I'm here all weekend and I'm looking forward to rocking out with y'all.
I am so looking forward to this show. I got one more question for you.
Go ahead, baby. I'm with you.
All right, bet. All right, 20 years from now, when people are talking about Chico Bean, because another thing that you was able to venture into was acting. Yeah, we saw you. I saw you on a movie. I said, look at Chico. But 20 years from now, what do you want people to say about Chico Bean and what he did for comedy?
20 years from now, I want people to say that I'm still doing the same thing that I'm doing today. You know, I see myself still working. The beautiful part about what I do is that there's no time limit on it. You know what I mean? I can sit flat foot with a microphone for the rest of my days. As long as I'm of sound mind and body, I'm going to always be working. So in 20 years, I want people to still be saying, man, he's still putting it down 20 years after today. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest goal, is to keep working. I'm not one of those people who answer where do you see yourself in 5 years, or where do you see yourself in 10 years? Because if you would have asked me that when I was an open mic host at the Comedy Zone, I wouldn't have named half of the things that I've done already. Right. So I don't like to limit myself to whatever my mind can come up with in the moment. I just want to keep on pushing and keep on working. And I feel like as long as I do that, then the legacy is going to create itself.
Oh, that's the word. You know what? No, I feel like I can't say it that way. I feel like if I say it that way, it comes off wrong. I was gonna say you're just so well, you articulate it so well, and I just love it.
Well, thank you, black woman, and you are as well, so well. I just love it.
Thank you so much. Listen, Chico Bean in the building. He is going to be at the Raleigh Improv starting tonight. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 1 show on Sunday. Do not miss it, because if you miss it, I promise you finna hear about it. Chico, where can they tap in with you?
Man, they can tap in with me at the Raleigh Improv. What you mean? Come tap in with me there. I will be there, guaranteed. I'm here now. I'm on the radio at 97.5, K97.5. We live. Hip hop and R&B. We got Peebo Bryson coming up for the throwback mix, and the lovely black woman is doing her thing on here. Make sure you tune in. Come see Chico Bean this weekend. We out of here.